Transport was disrupted in many parts of the country as matatu operators and other PSVs made good on a threat to stay off the roads due to the planned mandatory retesting of drivers. This forced many commuters to walk to work. Long-distance truck drivers and conductors also halted operations in Mombasa and Uasin Gishu, despite the government announcing that the retesting had been deferred to September. With the details is Rose Wangui.
Transport was paralyzed Wednesday morning in the city as a number of Nairobians chose to stay away from work due to unanticipated matatu strike. Most roads to the city reported a low number of matatus and passengers. In Kangemi, commuters were forced to brave the cold morning to walk to their places of work. This matatu was forced to cut short its trip after the road was blocked by protesters. Matatu drivers said that although the situation was not as bad in the morning, their businesses stalled from midday as most motorists kept off the busy Thika superhighway.
Kwa kawaida gari zinakuanga 200 barabarani. Leo tumetoa gari 10.
Naona tu ni tripu 3. Hizi zingine sioni kama tutafaulu zenye tunaendaga za kila siku.
Matatu owners had announced a nationwide strike starting on Wednesday, but later reconsidered their stand after Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen suspended the mandatory retesting of public service vehicles and truck drivers. However, a spot check showed that most SACCOs had withdrawn their vehicles from the roads, a move that coincided with the anti-government protest by the opposition. In Nyeri, the town's 3 main bus stations remained deserted as PSV operators heeded their call to strike. Matatu operators who held peaceful demonstrations argued that the retesting is punitive and aimed at frustrating drivers.
Yule mwalimu wa kwanza alinipitisha hiyo mtihani. Hiyo ni makosa yake kubwa. Huyo alikosea.
Mtu mwenye amefanya ni accident amefanya. Huyo ndiye anafaa kurudishwa kwa refresher. Vile sasa polisi anafanyanga makosa anarudishwa kiganjo. So sio sikuja kutumia hiyo opportunity ya kunyanyasa huyu mwananchi.
Most of the passengers traveling to Nairobi, Embu, Murang'a and other intra-county areas of Karatina, Othaya and Teto were stranded. However, some of the matatu operators decided to keep themselves occupied at the main bus stage. Long-distance Drivers and Conductors Association made good their threat to strike after Transport CS introduced new rules to curb increasing road accidents. In Uasin Gishu County, truck drivers claim that the new NTSA rules require them to undergo a new test for driving trucks, an issue they oppose and hold that it is discriminatory.
Tunasitisha kabisa usafiri yoyote, iwe ni Kenya, iwe ni export tulikuwa tunapeleka nje.
Hatukubaliana nayo, so serikali tafadhali tutasomesha watoto ama tutarudi shule.
In Mombasa, long-distance truck drivers halted operations to protest the mandatory testing of drivers and the high fuel cost. The drivers parked the trucks in Mtitwandei and vowed not to resume work.
Mtu ameendesha 30, 40 years. Alafu naambiwa uende ukatreniwe na kijana ambaye ametoka shule hivi karibuni.
Sasa mzee kama mimi na nyuvi kama hizi kurudi darasani ndarudi darasani kusoma nini? Alafu wanaweka Kiingereza. Wazee wangapi huko wajui Kiingereza?
NTSA announced the move on June 20th, noting the periodic retesting will be mandatory, conducted every 3 years before a driver renews their license. The fitness of drivers has recently become an issue of concern after it emerged that a majority of them have been failing the retest. Rose Wangui, NTV.